Hey, what's up, functional bodybuilders? We're talking hamstring march today. I get a lot of questions about this movement, and unfortunately, the questions usually start with, hey, Marcus, my low back is starting to get a little hot, a little sore. Am I doing something wrong with the hamstring march? This is quite common. And if you look at how the hamstring march is performed, it is essentially a walking toe touch, alternating single leg RDLs on every single step. Now, I coach and we coach at Functional Bodybuilding something called the split stance or the single leg RDL. A split stance single leg RDL is where we put all of the weight on the front foot, we balance with the back foot, and we try and perform a stiff-legged hinge at the waist. The hamstring march is meant to be that same exercise in alternating succession. When we coach this particular movement, we like to emphasize hips leading the way, hips back, chest coming forward, and then guarding your low back with a neutral spine or a slight curvature to your low back. So we don't go as far as we would round our back. Now with the hamstring march, because we're alternating feet and we're moving forward, it's easy for athletes to get too much weight in the forward direction and forget that this is really a hinge at the hip. So if I'm walking forward with the dumbbells, I might start to lean this way, and now instead of leveraging my hip, I'm leveraging more of my back or my low back. Not to mention that the hamstring march is often seen with the dumbbells touching the actual floor. When you do a single leg RDL, touching the floor is not the priority. Keeping the back flat is the priority. So your back might be getting hot, it might be getting sore because of those two reasons. You're getting too much weight leaning forward as you're trying to move further with your hamstring march. And secondly, forgetting that the hips are supposed to lead on the way back and that the range of motion doesn't have to touch the floor. Now, with all of that said, a little bit of rounding in your back doing a hamstring march is not a problem. Our backs are supposed to be able to flex as we move through life. And if you keep loading light, I wouldn't suspect that you'll be doing anything that's really dangerous or terrible for your back, and you might get a little bit of soreness, and that's okay. A couple things to keep in mind to help mitigate that are when we're doing a hamstring march, we're not going for distance, we're going for reps. So we will prescribe 10 reps of hamstring march. I don't care if that takes 5 feet or 10 feet. Don't be concerned with going further with your steps. Make small steps and touch. Small step and touch. And in this way, I'm still performing the same mechanics of a very sound single leg RDL. The other thing is that as I go, if you're not ready for that full range of motion to the floor, you can stop mid-shin. This will likely keep you from rounding your back when you do your hamstring marches. So I hope those points, as well as that explanation of how we actually arrive at that movement pattern, help you to understand where could my low back soreness be coming from, how might I change that. If you have questions for me, as always, drop them in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. Keep training hard.